Time for another update video, I guess, if you want to call it that. This hoard of parts, what you're seeing is kind of part of the redundancy, if you like, because car guys like to buy parts so they can have them when they need them, especially if you get a good deal. And then of course you go and spend a couple $100 on the things that you technically don't need, but you might. So you end up with a hoard, like I do. What happened was Rock Auto was running a promotion on certain parts, and I just couldn't resist. I'm not endorsed by Rock Auto. I just buy parts whenever I find them on a good deal. I'm not specific to any kind of a store or anything like that, so there is no any kind of endorsement or anything like that. They were running a really good deal on a whole bunch of stuff for one of my cars. Now, since I have 5 of them, Roadmaster is 95, Buick Roadmaster is 95. Those parts are starting to get a little hard to find, and when you find them, especially on a good price, you tend to go overboard. So what I did was I ordered them a whole bunch, and then I realized that I also could buy a couple other items that I actually need. Like for instance, in one of the previous videos about the Golf, what I discovered was that one of the rear rotors on the brakes were in pretty terrible condition, so I need to replace that. So I ordered one of those brake kits from the Power Stop. So of course I went overboard and I got these shiny little things. So they are gonna go onto the Golf if they fit, of course. And then since you're replacing the rear ones, the front ones will also get replaced naturally with the brake pads. So what did I order for the Roadmaster was, like for instance, my fuel pump is getting whiny, so I know that's gonna need to be replaced soon. They had it for sale for $9 instead of 30 something. They also had, for instance, where did I put it? There we go. Window motors. These were almost a giveaway. These were $6 a pop and some change, $6 and some change for the rear ones. And then the front ones were I think 11, which is still a steal. Especially these are actually made by VDO Siemens, so that's kind of, I think this is better than factory. So for $11 instead of 34 or even 60, I think that I found on some other spots for comparison, was actually amazing deal, and it will be basically foolish not to replace it. Sorry, not to buy it in case I need to replace it. Now, the point of the video is not all this. I'm not bragging about my hoard of parts. This is actually terrible. But the point is, if you're a car guy and you buy parts in hoard like this, you're gonna end up with a whole bunch of stuff like so. So basically this is a wheel bearing, but it doesn't actually says anything on it, like what is it for, what does it go to, is it for GM, is it for Volkswagen, is it for Acura, is it going to the wheels, is it going to the engine, is it going to the transmission, is it going to exhaust? So what I started doing a couple of years ago is I started labeling parts as they're coming out of the box, because while you still have the invoice with actual part numbers, so you can start pulling them, and as you pull them out, you actually start labeling them, like I did with these wheel bearing seals. I don't know, can you tell, but it says Roadmaster wagon wheel seals. With this one, I actually went and put an actual sticker because I know this is going to wear out. So 5 years from now, If you pull something random like this one actually says oil seal, but it doesn't really say where it goes to. You can actually say, oh, okay, that is a Roadmaster engine oil seal. For instance, if you have multiple vehicles and you have multiple wiper blades, I would not know where this one goes. In 6 months, when one of my vehicles needs replacement, I'll just say I have no idea where this one came from, is going to, etc. I don't like to keep them in the cars because the rubber will break under the heat. So during the summer they actually deteriorate a lot. But so what I do is I label them. There is one for the Tahoe. These are actually for the Camaro, but the if you put them on the Tahoe, they actually overlap almost all of the windshield, so they're actually much more better for the Tahoe than for the actual Camaro. And plus, I can also use them for the Camaro. And these are the winter wipers with a nice little snow boot, so they don't get packed with snow. So that's my advice. If you own more than one vehicle or multiple vehicles and you like to hoard parts, as I do, that you most likely will never gonna use, but yeah. Well, granted, the rotors were needed, and fuel pump, and wheel bearings are also needed, and yeah, you got the point. So yeah, not much going on right now because again, I am not very willing to work on a vehicle because it's February and it's like negative 930 degrees and it snowed outside, and I have no intention of working on any of my cars right now because I'm spoiled, I'm lazy. So that's it. I will make a video about the Tahoe's rust protection, the fluid film versus the Cosmoline, or one on top of the other if you like. Right now the car is filthy because I'm actually driving it, so there is no point of doing that. But yeah, that's about that.